Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Behnaz and you're watching Collect English. Here in this video, I'm going to teach you some of the most common phrasal verbs with take. If you liked the video, please smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you. The first phrase I'm going to teach you is take off. To take off means to remove your shoes or clothes from your body. For example, if you are in a hot room and you have a jacket on, you can take it off. Or in some countries, people take off their shoes before they want to go into the houses. Another situation that we can use to take off is when the plane leaves the earth and goes into the air. We say the plane is taking off. For example, whenever the plane takes off, I get scared, so I close my eyes. The next meaning for take off is to leave suddenly and quickly. For example, you are out with your friend, you are having a coffee, suddenly remember that you have an appointment and you should leave very quickly. So you tell your friend, sorry, I have an appointment and I just remembered. I have to take off, it's late. Another meaning that you can use for take off is to stop or cancel a scheduled event. For example, the concert was taken off because of the storm. It means the concert was cancelled. Or our company decided to take off the meeting from the calendar because the management team thought that it's not necessary anymore. Next phrasal verb with take is to take in. To take in can be used in several situations, like take off. The first meaning for take in is to understand and comprehend something. For example, it took Jane a while to take in all the information presented at the lecture. It seems it was difficult for her. Or, I don't like math and it's difficult for me to take in math problems. Another meaning for take in is to reduce the size of clothing and make it fitted. For example, the dress is big for me and I need to take it in a few inches. Then it may fit. The next meaning for take in is to provide temporary accommodation to someone. For example, I offered to take in my friend who needed a place to stay for a few days. Or the shelter took in several homeless people who needed a place to stay during the storm. The next meaning for take in is to earn money or receive something as income. For example, the business takes in lots of money from online sales. Or she's an engineer and she takes in a good salary. The next meaning for take in is to absorb or soak up something. For example, the sponge took in all the water on the counter. Or the plants take in water from the soil. The next phrasal verb with take is to take on. Like other phrases you have learned, you can use take on in different situations. One of the meanings for take on is to agree to do work for somebody. For example, Sarah decided to take on the project of organizing the company's annual picnic. Another example, in my sister's wedding party, I decided to take on the responsibility of decorating the dining room. Another meaning that you can use for take on is to hire and employ people. For example, the company is getting big and it's planning to take on more staff. Or the factory has decided to take on 100 more women this year. The next meaning for take on is to challenge someone at a sport or game. For example, you are a really good tennis player and you take your friend on. Another meaning of take on is to get a certain attitude, appearance, or behavior. For example, after spending some time with her new friends, she started to take on their carefree attitude towards life. As the project leader, she had to take on more authoritative tone to make everybody stay on the task. Another meaning for take on is to face a difficult situation or opponent. For example, the boxer was ready to take on his new opponent who was famous for his impressive record. Or she decided to take on the challenge of climbing the mountain, although she knew that there were lots of risks. Another common phrase with take is to take over. The first meaning of take over is to get the ownership of a company. For example, our company was struggling financially, so a larger corporation decided to take over it. Another example, the family business was passed down from generation to generation, but the youngest son wanted to take over it and run the company himself. The next meaning for take over is to control. It means to gain control over something or over an area. For example, the virus began to take over the whole area and it scared everybody. Another example, the army tried to take over the government by force, but it failed. One of the most popular and common phrases with take is to take care. Take care means to be responsible for somebody or something and protect them from harm or danger. For example, parents take care of their children. Or in some countries, landlords are responsible for taking care of any repairs that the house needs. Another example, the manager asked a new employee to take care of an important customer. Another meaning for take care is to be careful. Example, the doctor asked the nurse to take care when changing the patient's bandages to avoid further injuries. Or the mother was telling her kids to take care when crossing the streets. You can also use take care to wish someone well. For example, when you are saying goodbye to your friend, you can say take care. It means stay healthy and happy. Another phrasal verb with take is to take after. It means to be similar to someone in appearance. For example, my friend's son takes after his mother with his curly hair and blue eyes. It means his blue eyes and his curly hair is similar to his mother's. For example, the singer's voice takes after her grandmother's, who was also a talented vocalist. The next meaning of take after is to follow someone and have the same career or job as they do. For example, if kids decide to have the same job as their parents, we say that they take after their parents. Another meaning that you can use for take after is to adopt and get someone's habits and behavior. For example, the young tennis player takes after one of the tennis stars in the way that she holds the racket. Next phrase is to take up. One of the meanings of take up is to begin a particular activity. For example, my sister has decided to take up painting as a hobby. Or she's going to take up running to improve her fitness. Another meaning for take up is to collect something, to accept something, to get something. For example, she needs to take up her passport from the passport control. It means she needs to collect her passport from the passport control. Another example, we can take up our tickets from the box office before the show starts. It means we can collect our tickets from the box office. Next meaning for take up is to use a space. For example, big furniture takes up a lot of space in the house. So if you have a small house, you should think of buying small furniture. Another example, I have bought a big desk for my office. My office is small and the desk takes up a lot of space. Next meaning for take up is to accept a challenge or responsibility. For example, my friend took up the responsibility of leading the team. Another example, my mother is very old and she can't live by herself, so I took up the challenge of taking care of her. Another meaning that we can use for take up is to use or to consume time. For example, the new project took up my whole weekend. Another example, cleaning the house takes up most of my time. I should think of someone getting to do it. One of the meanings of take is to remove something from a place. For example, we take out the trash every evening at 9 o'clock. Or the mechanic took out the engine from the car to repair it. Another meaning that you can use for take out is to get money out of your bank account. For example, I need to take out $400 from my bank account to pay for the furniture. Or they took out some money from their bank account to invest in the stock market. The next meaning for take out is to get food or drink from a restaurant or a fast food chain and eat it somewhere else. For example, you are out with your friends having fun, but you are not in the mood of eating in a restaurant or in a cafe. So you decide to take out food and eat at home. Another meaning that you can use for take out is to go on a date with someone. For example, she was taken out by her husband for their anniversary. Or the boys took out their dates to a comedy show for some laughs. The next meaning that you can use for take out is to destroy something. For example, the hurricane took out the power line and left the town in the darkness. Or the earthquake took out the bridge, now it's unusable. One of the meanings that you can use for take out is to borrow a book from the library. For example, I am going to take out some books from the library to read on the weekend. Another meaning is to remove someone from a list or a plan. For example, the coach took out the player's name from the list for the game. We are done, guys. You have learned some useful and common phrasal verbs with take in this video. If you liked the video, please smash the like button and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you in the next video.